Hey guys, some of you might have seen my latest Opus 12 version of the Cloud deck floating around. I spawned off of the Opus 11 version, which was mostly Ice Earth. This one has a lot more random colored cards in it, but there's a reason for that. So I think I'm going to show rather than tell. So I'll demonstrate. So just imagine you have a Cloud. So if Cloud lives and gets to resolve, then you get to do stuff like this. So for example, we can go play Oops, better discard this water card. Play Kadaj. So we dollar freeze something. Oh, sorry, just freeze something, and then search. So we'll get a Yazoo in this case. Get Yazoo to hand. Now we can play the Yazoo. So we can dollar freeze something. So we've already frozen one thing and dollar frozen something. Now we do Cloud. Sacrifice this Yazoo. Dollar freeze something else. So that's two things dollar frozen now, and we can get White Mage. Our White Mage activates up to 2 forwards, so we can activate Cloud. Now we can do Cloud again on Kadaj. This is where the magic happens, and get Regis. And now Regis revives Kadaj and Yazoo. So now we Dull freeze a third thing and freeze another thing. So we've got 3 Dull freezes and 2 freezes. So if they have backups, they do not have backups next turn, for starters. If they have any forwards, none of those are attacking next turn, etc. We've just generated... Oh, we get a search off this as well. So get this loss too. So we've basically generated 5 forwards off of, we had 1 initially. And just by playing a Kadaj, we turned it into 5 forwards with 3 Dull freezes and 2 other freezes. You do that in 1 turn, and then on the next turn, so assuming they don't have enough mana to Chanto it or Philia, or basically if they cannot board wipe you next turn, if they do not have enough mana to pay for an expensive board wipe, then your next turn, this will activate, and then you can just turn this Yazoo into a Y'shtola, and now they can't wipe you anymore. And now there's basically nothing they can do at that point. The other alternative, so if we go back for a second, I'm just going to put these out of the game for now. So let's go back to here. The other one, say we have a backup in play. Doesn't really matter. It's perfectly feasible. We can do Kadaj, freeze something again, of course. This is active as well. Search for... Well, laws, I already have the laws, but let's say search the laws here. I don't already have it. Play the laws. And now we can sack the laws. Now we have to discard a card. We don't get a dull and freeze this time, but we do still get a second freeze off the Kadaj. So we've got 2 freezes so far. They discard a card, and we get Ash, who is going to function the same as White Mage in this case. So start your combat phase, this gets activated, and now once again we can turn this Kadaj to the Regis. So it's the same idea, it's the same kind of play, just we're kind of trading our dull and freeze. So we're not doing dulls this time, we're just doing freezes, but your opponent has to discard a card. And we get an Ash on the board, and Ash is better than White Mage on the board. In fact, she's really good in this deck because she lets you use Cloud twice every turn. And in this case we Kadaj revives, and we would of course get Yazoo. And so we've got, we've still got a bunch of freezes, just not the dulls on top of that. But now next turn, of course, we can draw our cards, whatever they are, who cares. And if we play the Yazoo on this turn, and turn this into Y'shtola, of course, because now they can't board wipe us. Don't freeze something too as well, and freeze something else, because then we can use Ash, activate Cloud, and now Cloud can go off, and we can turn this into a Renoa, and that will do Regis again. So even though we already have Regis on field, we can still recast the Regis, and that'll get us the Loz and the Yazoo back. Don't freeze some more things. You can see, so the stuff you do is absolutely insane, and that is literally off of just resolving Cloud on Kadaj. That is all it takes to create insane boards, do an insane amount of Dull freezes. Of course, a lot of the plays from before are still here, so we can still do stuff like, let's just pretend I don't have every single forward in my deck on the board. You can still do the usual kind of stuff where Sephiroth, that's a good example. Actually, I'll put this in my deck and I'll grab the Aerith. So this is the classic play. So I actually made a video about this deck during the invitational tournament and submitted it for that. They never posted it. I don't even know if all the videos have been posted for that, so it's kind of a shame. I should have probably just posted it myself. But it kind of showcased some of these things that you could do. This is from the old list as well. Just grab some category 7 forwards, whatever. So you can still do the usual stuff like discard 2, go to 0 to play Aerith, and then stack. So Aerith targets 2 category 7 forwards, and you can stack Cloud to sack the Aerith, get out Sephiroth, they discard 2, then your Aerith resolves, so you get back 2 category 7 forwards, probably, stuff like this. You can do the old, let's say this is in our hand. You can do the old dump entire hand into Sephiroth. So they discard 2. And then sack Sephiroth to get Nail, who then replenishes your hand. So mill 2, or mill 3, 3 forwards. Yep, 2 forwards. There's 31 forwards, I think, in here. So that all stuff is all still there. But yeah, the amount of stuff you can do thanks to Regis now, basically if this cloud lives a turn, and you have, Kadaj, or you can even maneuver some other things around depending what else you have, you basically win the game. So that's pretty nuts. So just thought I'd demonstrate some of that. I think, there's one more I should probably show as well. Let's say you're lucky enough to have Sephiroth and Kadaj. So I'm just going to let's grab Kadaj and some other random stuff, whatever. I think I need one more card, or a backup, or whatever. Let's just say it's a backup and play. A little bit more CP, we'll get there. And this one, we can go discard 2 for Kadaj. Oops, I need another card in hand. So, in this case, we can freeze one with Kadaj, search for whatever, because we're going to discard it. Now we can go play the Sephiroth. So they discard 2. Then we can turn Sephiroth into Fina. And she functions like White Mage and Ash, activates the cloud, and then we can just sacrifice the cloud, do this, get the Regis as before. And now we get back Kadaj, get the search, and stack them in the correct order, of course. So to put the stack in 1, stealing 2, they discard 2 more, so they're going to discard 4 cards off of that. And we still end up with all these forwards on the field. That's if you're lucky enough to have both Kadaj and Sephiroth. You can do crazy things like that. Also remember that Fina kind of stands in for Genesis Avatar from before, so we don't have Avatar in here anymore, but we've got 2 Finas. It's obviously a little bit harder to work because she's wind and, not as easy to hard cast, but you can still do, Renoa, Fina. You don't usually need to. You really don't need to do that anymore. You can just dull freeze your opponent's entire board. But, yeah, basically there's crazy stuff thanks to Regis or for Cloud. Yeah, just thought I'd demonstrate a lot of that. Thanks for watching.